It's time for an unboxing. This seems to be the new thing for imported guitars. This is the truss rod Allen key that they're putting in. It's actually got a nice handle, so you can really twist without rounding it off and damaging stuff. Big fan, actually. I've got a couple of them with my NKs and they worked really well. I've got a really cheap looking jack cable that's come with it, and there's a few other Allen keys in there for the bolts and whatnot, so cool. Ta-da! There we go. That's interesting. Ooh. That looks wonderful. Let's get a close-up for you guys. Look at the curl on the veneer. Really nice. So something I did not expect. This. I assume that's for core splitting. Didn't know that was going to be there. And I take it this is a three-way? It is. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You know, I could have just done it with a five-way, but you know what? Those sort of things are fine. A little bit of tension, that's good. Really nice spouted veneer. This thing's really good. Let's have a look at the... I'm actually really quite impressed with this thing, at least from initial impressions out of the box. Have a look on the back, neck through. So let's see, can you see how thin that is? Or how it tapers down? A little rough around the edges there. Could have done with a... Maybe it just needs a bit of a clean up. Something feels a little bit rough there, but... Let's have a look at the important bit. What are the frets like? Ooh. That's fine, actually. Right, I'm going to move my camera real quick. To be honest, this thing's in actually surprisingly good nick. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. The frets, there's not a single fret that I can feel going down the whole length of the neck. Now, I haven't plugged it in yet. But let's have a look at the nut. Let's get it up close for you. Have a look. Now, is it going to focus? Come on, buddy. There we go. Look at the flame. Can you see the flame on this neck? It's not actually coming up very well on the camera, but it's actually really quite deep and dark in real life. I'm actually really quite impressed with the woods on this thing. We've got the stripes, neck through, of course. Jack. Well, what can I say? Initial impressions out of the box, it looks really, really damn good. I always expect bad frets, and the last two guitars I got from overseas, the frets were perfect and absolutely flawless. Now, these ends, you know what, it's time, I'm going to grab the camera real quick. So you can see it's not 100% perfect with like the wood and stuff, but see the tops of those frets, this one in particular, it doesn't feel bad. I think it just looks shit. I think it just needs a little bit of a polish. I can't seem to adjust the truss rod for some reason. I'll have to do some investigating, but the action's very low. And a little bit too low, to be honest. sure. Oh dear. Okay, so initial impressions out of the box. What do I think of this thing? Visually, looks great. The woods are really nice. The edges of the frets, at the very least, are nothing is catching down here at all. Can't really tell what the pickups sound like, but they're going to be cheap and Chinesey, so I'm not expecting them to be good. Doesn't really matter anyway. I've got a set of bare knuckles that I'm going to be putting in here. Miracle Man and a VH2 for the neck. Wood qualities. There's a few little nicks in the surface, but they're very, very small. And the actual veneer that they've used on this thing is actually really nice. So, sure, okay. Same cheap old bridges that all of these guitars seem to have. The fret job is fucking atrocious. There are dead spots everywhere. Now here's the thing. I need to adjust my truss rod. This thing has just been shipped around the world. The idea that it would arrive with a perfectly straight neck that doesn't happen on the most expensive guitars in the world. Wood is wood at the end of the day. And atmosphere and humidity and whatnot affects wood in that way. So any guitar would have needed a slight adjustment to the truss rod, and having a look down there, the truss rod nut at the end of the truss rod doesn't line up with the hole. So when I push this in, it goes that far, and it's not going into anything. It's sitting on the outside of the truss rod nut. So I can't actually adjust the truss rod. Not only that, I can actually see one of the screws that are holding these on. I can see that in that hole. Now it's not stopping this going through. I can feel it go past it, but still, not very good. So there are two issues with this guitar right out of the box. The fret job is shite. It is really, really bad. The edges were fine, but the top half, it feels rough, so it's not been polished very well. That's only a minor issue. A little bit of, I've got a Dremel over there with one of those little buffing wheels. 5 minutes and they'll be fine. The issue, however, is the leveling. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so up is full and down is coiled. Coil split. I can't even test the thing because of how bad this fretwork is. I would have been very, very surprised if this didn't happen. I was 100% expecting this. I was expecting it to be worse than it is. I was expecting sharp edges all down the side to be cutting your fingers open. Well, not open, but scratching the underside of your fingers. And sure, the frets haven't quite been polished enough, and they've certainly not been leveled enough. It's about on par with what I expected. Is it the end of the world? No. Am I going to get it fixed? Yes, absolutely. This is a really nice guitar. I really like it. It's a neck through, which is really comfortable. This heel on the back here, where your palm sits, it's fantastic. My thumb fits on the top end of the Enduro neck. I'm a big fan. I really like it. I wish I could play it. It's not perfect out of the box, but it's still going to be quite a good guitar when it's done. Oh, God. It wants to work. It does. Wait a minute. So both this and this are the wrong way round. So that's bridge and that's neck. Okay. I mean, I'm swapping all the electronics out anyway, so it's whatever. I just want to play it. I don't know. I was going to say, what would I give this as a score out of 10? The guitar, wood-wise, 8 or 9. It's fantastic. The fretwork, 2. There are frets at the very least, but you can't play them. But I tell you what, like, this feels comfortable. This feels really nice to play. This neck profile, the Enduro neck. That's it. That's everything I can really think to say on at the moment. I will make more videos as time goes. So that's it for today. Nice fun unboxing. The case is great as well, so